Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. Happy Saturday, happy weekend, and happy June to everybody out there. I know a certain someone who has a birthday 28 days from today, 4 weeks from today. That certain someone is celebrating their 40th birthday. So the world has been blessed and fortunate to have that certain someone on this earth for 40 years. But today, here on the channel, I want to talk some college football. It's time for another early preview and an early look at a team's 2024 college football schedule and tell you what I think they're going to do. And as always, this is completely 100% totally random. Anytime I prepare and get ready to do a college football look ahead to a certain schedule for a team, I just sit down and go, and think about a team, and whatever team sounds good, I do. There's no rhyme or reason. Today I want to talk some NC State football, which will make my man Troy happy. Troy is our resident Wolfpack fan here on the channel. Hopefully he will eventually get more NC State fans to subscribe and watch the channel. But they open up on a Thursday night, August the 29th, against Western Carolina, playing the Catamounts. And then on September the 7th, they have a tough non-conference game against Tennessee. And then on the 14th of September, they play the Bulldogs of Louisiana Tech. So they get 3 of their 4 non-conference games out of the gate to start the season. And then in game number 4, week number 4, they start conference play by playing Clemson. This is the first time that I can remember NC State and Clemson playing this early in the season. Is NC State's first conference game. Then they play their 4th and final non-conference game the week after Clemson on September 28th. They play the Huskies of Northern Illinois. Then they kick off the month of October on the 5th by playing Wake Forest. October the 12th, Syracuse. October the 19th, they play one of the new ACC teams, the Golden Bears of California. And then they have their first bye week on the weekend of October 26th. Week number 9 is their first bye week of the season. Then they kick off the month of November on the 2nd by playing the Stanford Cardinal. November 9th, Duke. And then they have their second bye week of the season because they come back and play the following Thursday against Georgia Tech. And then after 9 days off, they play their season finale Thanksgiving weekend on November 30th against North Carolina. So they have 2 Thursday night games this year. August 29th to start the season against Western Carolina. And then November 21st, the next to last game of the season, they play on a Thursday night. And then they have their second bye week in the middle of November because they come back and play that Thursday. That way they're not playing a game on a Saturday and then come back and play in 5 days later. Now, former Coastal Carolina quarterback Grayson McCall should be NC State's starting quarterback this year. Don't see no reason why he wouldn't be. And Robert Anae returns for his second season as the NC State offensive coordinator. Now, under Dave Doeren, NC State always has a good defense, and I expect no different this year. But Dave Doeren is extremely conservative. He just absolutely refuses to open up the offense. He would rather win every game 17-14 than take a chance of trying to open it up on offense and turn the ball over and give up easy touchdowns, which causes the 1 to 2 games every year that makes you scratch your head, because NC State will play and they'll score 14 or 17, and you wonder, how can a team with that much talent on offense struggle to score points? Well, that's the reason why. Dave Doeren is extremely conservative, and I expect no different this year. So there'll be 1 or 2 games where you'll wonder, where'd the offense go? And the answer is nowhere. That's just the way Dave Doeren coaches. And almost every year, NC State has a loss where you look back at the schedule when the season's over and you wonder, how in the heck did we lose that game? This year, I've got them 3-1 out of conference, defeating Western Carolina, Louisiana Tech, and Northern Illinois. But I do not think they'll beat Tennessee. So I've got them going 3-1 out of conference, 6-2 in the ACC, because I think Clemson beats them. But I think after Clemson beats them, and then they beat Northern Illinois the following week, I think they'll beat Wake Forest, Syracuse, California, Stanford, Duke, and Georgia Tech. So I think they'll have about 7 consecutive wins, counting the Northern Illinois win, but 6 straight wins in conference. So I think they'll go into the North Carolina game sitting at 9-2, which is going to put them probably, more than likely, in the top 15, and right on the cusp of getting one of the 12 playoff spots. And then I think they lose to North Carolina. I think that'll be the game this year where they'll struggle to score points. And we know under Mack Brown, North Carolina is going to score points. They're not going to stop anybody, but they're going to score points. And I don't think they'll stop NC State. I just think Dave Doeren's going to play conservative, and he doesn't want to go in that game and take a chance of losing, because he knows if he gets to 10-2, NC State's got a pretty good shot at making the playoffs, and I think he'll be ultra conservative and just refuse to play offense at all. And I think North Carolina beats them. And if you follow that rivalry, that's something that never happens. That's one of those rivalries that's almost one-sided. It doesn't matter how good North Carolina is or how bad North Carolina is or how good NC State is. Almost every year, NC State beats North Carolina. But I think this is the year where North Carolina slips up and beats them. But, as I always say, don't really follow my prediction on who they beat and who they lose to. Follow my prediction on what I say the record will be. And I've got them going 9-3. Even if they beat North Carolina, if they slip up and lose to Wake Forest or Duke or any of those teams, they're still 9-3. So at the end of the day, who they beat and who they lose to doesn't matter. The overall record is more important. And I've got them 6-2 in the ACC, losing to Clemson and North Carolina. 9-3 overall with that non-conference loss to Tennessee. And depending on what everybody else does, 9-3 should put you in the top 20, if not top 15. So they might be on the cusp of a playoff spot depending on what everybody else does. Any thoughts on this? Please feel free to let me know. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. Scientists have discovered a type of lice that is resistant to all treatment. It's left everyone scratching their heads. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.